Welcome to the College Football Show. Tanner Kern joined alongside Brock Boynton. We got a good show for you this week. A couple matchups to talk about that are very interesting. Before we get into that, though, make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check out WSN.com, the World Sports Network, for all your picks, promo codes, previews, and analysis. Brock, ready for another week of college football, man?
Back at it.
That's
Back
right.
at it. I mean, after last week, you had Bama, Georgia, Oregon at Penn State. Electric way to end your Saturday. I feel like we got a slow week this week, but we got football. Who cares? We're October. Though the weather out there is getting nice and brisk in the morning. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, the fall weather is awesome. And, we got some good storylines this week, too. We're going to talk about a lot of them on the show. Vanderbilt, Alabama. Can Vandy come in and do what they did to Alabama last year at home? We got Florida versus Texas. That's a big game in my mind, too, because we finally get to see Arch Manning up against legitimate defense. What's that going to look like? And then the night game, too, which is a little less exciting after Florida State got knocked off, but we got Miami versus Florida State. So a really good 3-card slate, I would say. There's like 3 games that people really care about this week.
No, absolutely. And like you said, the narrative behind each and every one of those is something to even just pay attention to.
Yeah, definitely. So before we get into the games for this week, let's quickly recap last week's Penn State Oregon game. James Franklin still cannot win the big game. Drew Aller is not very good at football. I think, did you see him in the press conference after? He was like crying.
He's just done.
Done, mentally done. I don't know what to do. And all these people online saying, well, if James Franklin left, they wouldn't win 10 games. Like, they play 8 cupcakes of the 10 games. And honestly, with their schedule this year and how they play, they might not be in the college football playoff.
No. But it's year after year that you see them have that type of schedule.
Yeah.
Almost last year they almost lost to Bowling Green at home.
Yeah, they did. They've taken care of their FCS schools, even though they haven't covered against them. Had opportunities against Oregon, but they weren't the better team against Oregon. Oregon handled that game very easily. But when you go Iowa, which they should take care of, no problem. But then you go Ohio State and Indiana. That Indiana game coming off Ohio State, you could be looking at a 3-loss Penn State team, and I don't think that warrants getting into the college football playoff.
No. It's the same. It's the same reason why these Notre Dame fans around here are freaking out right now, because what do these other teams do, or say you do lose how you lost to Oregon this past week. Oregon better not shit the bed, because if they shit the bed, that loss really doesn't look good, and then you're screwed. It's just how that format's set up. You have to win ball games by a lot of points, and you have to just keep the foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, nobody is safe when it comes to the college football playoff rankings right now. Like, who would you put in, a 3-loss Penn State or a 2-loss Notre Dame? Like, that's another question to answer. And I think, go ahead.
I think they'll go back to Notre Dame because it's Notre Dame. It looks good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But there's going to be a lot of questions to answer here on the sheet. You got Ohio State, obviously 4-0. Ohio State and Oregon are going to get in. They're going to play for the Big Ten championship. Miami's going to get in out of the ACC. They're going to win the ACC. Ole Miss, I don't know about Ole Miss. I think Oklahoma is going to fall off Texas A&M. But like, when you look at the SEC right now, Ole Miss is not going to get in. Oklahoma, I'm just going through all the SEC teams, but Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, LSU. That's 7 teams in the top 13 right now. How many of those do you think actually end up getting in? 4?
Maybe.
Because
I like the few teams that you just read off there. I know Bama plays 3 of them in the next few weeks. It's just going to be such a cluster at the end of the regular season going into the playoffs. I would not want to be on that committee. That's for damn sure.
No, and then below them, you got Tennessee and Vanderbilt in the top 16. So the SEC seems to be king this year, and you got 3 Big Ten teams I think will actually get in with Ohio State, Oregon, potentially Penn State or Indiana. That game's probably going to decide who gets in. But
right.
a lot of good college football playoff storylines coming. Eventually, we're going to keep expanding, which I think is also an issue. Because at what cost? Like, as much as I would want 16-team college football playoff, at this point, we might as well shorten the regular season to 10 games, play all conference schedules, and then go do 64. Do
Absolutely.
College,
While we're on the subject of playoffs, I got a problem with these universities and programs buying rings just for making the playoffs. IU just got their rings from this past
I don't mind
playoff.
it. I don't mind it because they get rings for winning the Mayo Bowl. Like they get rings for winning these 6-win bowl games or the Pop Tarts Bowl. So like if you make the college football playoff, like Indiana didn't get to play for a bowl game last year, which I also think is dumb. I think once you lose your college football playoff game, let them go play a bowl game.
Why not? I
Yeah.
mean, it would make sense. I mean, they worked their ass off to get to the playoffs, one, and then don't cut their season just because they went against the same type of program or caliber that I mean, you look at any type of SEC team that's going to make that college football playoffs. They've been doing the playoff system for the past 8 weeks before even getting in the playoffs because they're playing that high caliber of football their whole regular season. So then you get thrown into the playoffs. I mean, you're ready to go. I think that's where you saw such a difference in the playoff with those teams in it last year, like a Boise State, like an IU.
Yeah, and I also think too, if you don't end your season on a win, you're not going to be happy. Like, so say you go, you win your home playoff game, and then you go play in the Sugar Bowl. You win the Sugar Bowl, you lose in the Orange Bowl, let's say, right, for the semifinals. So you got to play 1, 2, 3, 4 games to win if
Mhm.
you're playing first. So say you win your quarterfinal game, you win a bowl game, you lose your second game.
Right.
Like, are you still going to be happy wearing that Sugar Bowl ring? Or a Cotton Bowl or whatever, Orange Bowl, whatever. Like I ended my season on a loss in a bowl game. Still,
Right.
I'm not going to be happy wearing it. So I think the system's flawed. Like I personally would rather see the games at the home team site the entire playoffs. Like let's make it like the NFL, but you can never get away with that with sponsorships and all that.
Well, that and then just think about how much money that program would bring in on those 4 games or 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be ridiculous. But now I'm in favor. I'm in favor of going short a regular season and then playing 64 is probably a little too much. I'd say that would be
Yeah,
how many weeks? 64 would cut down. F,
64.
FCS is 32 teams, so I would go in favor of an FCS playoff schedule.
And I feel like they do it right. It's every year. It's kind of a bracket style ranking through, and you travel. It's a whole. I just feel like they have it done right now.
Yeah, and you play 11 regular season games. So cut the regular season down by one and then, play. The thing is, if it was 32, it would just be the entire SEC gets in. But, there'd be no doubt. That'd be really fun. But that would also, what that would do? Diminish the value of the regular season
Yeah,
a little bit. But
yeah.
anyways, we got games to talk about here. Brock, I'll let you go first with Alabama and Vanderbilt. If you guys remember from last year, this was the upset of the century. You're not going to see Vanderbilt knock off Alabama, at least in last year's situation, many times. Now, College game day is in Tuscaloosa. Big game here, Brock. I'm on Vanderbilt. I think I don't feel comfortable with it, but I feel like Vanderbilt's going to come in there and compete. You think Alabama is going to blow them off the field, right?
I don't. I would buy that 10.5, and I'd probably take it up to 13.5. I think it's at home. I think Alabama hasn't seen a vocal slash leader at their quarterback position than they've seen this year. I mean, the way that Ty Simpson was able to sling it, I mean, just fit it in holes last weekend at Georgia. I mean, now you're going to be at home. I mean, you're comfortable now. I feel like he finally has the team on his back, has the respect with the team. I mean, shoot, we're throwing out passes to 360 pounders on the sidelines at Georgia, just running through people, get off the train track. I mean, the different ways and the different opportunities that they're working with that offense, because I still do think it's one dimensional, passing only. They still have yet to really discover that run. Granted, they just got Jam Miller back this past week. He did pretty well against Georgia, but if you are going to be one dimensional, you got to get crafty with it, and I think they're able to do it. I mean, you got tight ends going on the scenes, you got your slant. I mean, you got everything working right now, but that also goes back on the quarterback being able to work with that system.
For Alabama to win, to do something legitimate this season, you got to start running the football. Ty Simpson is not a guy who can sit back in the pocket and throw it 50 times in a football game. He's a competitor. He's going to give you an effort. He's been really good. But let's not forget, Tennessee ripped Georgia through the air too. Maybe Georgia just has a secondary problem.
And that's what I said that was the one thing that I was questioning about Georgia last week. I was on Georgia, but that secondary defense, they were getting eaten up. But was it because Tennessee could run the ball, get those safeties and those corners down, and then be able to take them over the top? It's it's there's a lot of question marks, and I just think being at home, having that. I mean, if you were on Bama's teams last year, I don't know how you're not just wanting to play this game, probably even more than last week's game.
Yeah, no, I think they're excited for revenge, but you got to look at it from the other point of view. Like this is not, I don't think this is the old Vanderbilt either. Like Diago Pavia is a dog. It was funny too. You know, Johnny Manziel is like mentoring Diego Pavia, and he was saying like, "Don't do what I did." You know, like this dude goes to Vanderbilt. He doesn't go to Texas A&M. You know, like
Yeah, I mean,
I know there's a lot to do in Nashville. Don't get me wrong, but like,
yeah, I mean, let's not get it twisted. You got to remember, his brothers got arrested at South Carolina. So, I mean,
he's a dog.
but I also, on the other hand, I don't know if Johnny Manziel is the right guy to have as your mentor off the field. So, I would take probably what he says mostly with a grain of salt. But I mean, this is the same dude that's hooking his mom up with Theo Vaughn. So, how serious do you take him?
I mean, I think Diego Pavia is a dog. Like he don't fit the Vanderbilt system.
No.
He's a this is an A&M guy. This is not a Georgia guy. This is a Miami guy.
I was gonna say Florida. I was gonna say prime time Florida.
Prime time Florida. Like I'm Alabama has hurt me so many times over. Like I'm rooting against Alabama. I'm actively doing it. I know you're a Bama fan.
I hear you.
But like they've killed me so many times. Like I can't tell you how many times. Like I just want Kalen DeBoer to get fired. I don't think Kalen DeBoer is the guy. I don't think that's changed after last week. He went on the road and did what he should do. You're Alabama. Like we're not going to give you pats on the back for going on the road and winning a football game. This is the one. Don't lose this game. That's what I'll say. If you're Kalen,
you got to cover. No, you got to cover. It's not lose. You got to cover.
You not only got to cover. You got to win by 17 plus in this game.
No, absolutely. But then after this, you got Oklahoma, another emotional last year game that you lost that you shouldn't have lost. Another game that you were freaking favored by 17 points on the road, and you lost. So it's time to lay it out on the table, man. Like unzip the pants and throw that thing down and assert the dominance. I mean, you're Alabama.
I can't imagine Alabama gets through their schedule. Like everyone's back on Alabama. You beat UL Monroe terrible. Wisconsin is horrendous, and Maryland beat Wisconsin worse than you beat Wisconsin. You couldn't run the ball,
and they were on the road.
Yeah, Georgia obviously big win. Georgia had opportunities. Alabama was the better football game, but now you're going into Vanderbilt, Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. Like you're
and my scare is at Mizzou.
Yeah, at Mizzou, coming off the emotional Georgia game, emotional Vanderbilt, you're going to be back on top of the world, and then you got to go in and do something, win on the road. I don't necessarily see it happening. But you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think Vanderbilt wins the game outright on Saturday. I think Vanderbilt wins the game outright on Saturday.
I mean, if you're not tuned into this game to just see what happens based on last year, and if you just know ball, you love football, I mean, I don't understand how you're not watching this game.
Don't get to the fourth quarter in a tight game. That's what I'll say if you're Alabama. Because then
I agree.
The buttholes are going to get a lot tighter if you get
absolutely
quarter and it's not a multi-score game.
No, yeah, and just know old Diego, his shit's gonna be hanging down. He's gonna be dragging him on the grass if it's tied going in that fourth quarter. I just feel like he's the type of individual that it's like that. He only feeds off of it. That's like I love the quote. You gotta be uncomfortable. You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable. He's that dude.
Well, yeah, like you look at it from Alabama's perspective. Oh, we get to crush little Vanderbilt, but this is also a top 20 team with a bad mother effer at quarterback. So like you got your work cut out for you. It's not gonna. This is not like Vanderbilt of last year. Even though Vanderbilt last year was kind of bursting on the scene, this is a well fired up Vandy team. I wonder how much money they're spending on NIL.
People forget Vanderbilt's a private school. I mean, they got money.
Oh, they got tons of money. It's great. And you know what? If I'm selling it to a kid, why wouldn't you go play for Vanderbilt if they're going to be competitive? That makes I would take Vanderbilt over a lot of schools in the SEC because the education's so good. If you can find the kids out there to sell that to, and there's plenty of kids who are smart football players that can go out and win games for you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but it's like the Notre Dame down the road here. I mean, all the other sports, they have a minimum GPA. You have to have 3.0, but football team is 2.0. So
Yeah.
how does that make sense? So I bet there's
The non-revenue sports don't matter in the end of the day. I mean,
so
it is.
so yeah.
There's two sports that matter in most schools:
Hmm.
football, basketball. Baseball, you can make the case probably at like
The
LSU or
SEC,
some the SEC.
Arkansas, like
Yeah,
yeah.
they're generating a little money. I mean, it's nothing like football, but they're generating money. You probably I mean, I think you may be able to make the case that a couple softball programs in America can generate a little money in the SEC. But
But sorry to cut you off. People forget about softball. I mean, just until the past couple of years, they just started professional softball. So it
yeah,
was like the last hurrah. So like college softball is big. Like
yeah. College softball is huge, and even women's basketball. There's only a few programs in the country that generate revenue. So that's in UConn, probably in LSU, Tennessee, like
mhm,
those kind of schools. But like football and basketball is king. Money over everything. Football and
mhm.
basketball is king, and as great it is to let everybody play their sports. Without football and basketball, their sports wouldn't be there because that's
Yeah,
what
they're not traveling. They're not eating the way they're eating. They're not staying where they're staying.
that's what feeds the machine. So yeah, I'm gonna make a bold statement. I think Vanderbilt wins outright. I think they'll be right there in the game. I'll take plus 10.5. This is a spot I think where Alabama coming off the Georgia game. I think you think you're back a little bit, and Diego Pavia is coming to ruin that. I can't wait to see Johnny Manziel on the sidelines.
If I don't see Theo Vaughn either, I'm gonna be upset.
Theo Vaughn will be on the sidelines for sure. He'll be on the sidelines. Okay, this is the game I'm most excited about. So yeah, that's the tough part. We got the 3:30 Vanderbilt Alabama kickoff, Texas Florida at 3:30. Scheduling has been horrendous this year. It's
So
been
bad.
so bad. Why do we stack good games every week now? It's just like there's room to put this game at noon. I would rather see Texas versus Florida at noon, Vanderbilt Alabama at 3:30.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I would rather see the Alabama Vandy game at noon. I
Yeah,
mean, right off college game. If you're gonna do, which we talked about, I don't agree with college game day being in Tuscaloosa, but I mean, you'd be able to roll that right into it. I mean, that'd be ideal. Like I don't
the
know.
the only way you can validate game day being there is if Vanderbilt keeps it close and it's
Right.
like a one score game. If Alabama blows them out, they should have never been there. But I do think they'll be right there in the game. But anyways, Texas, Florida, I think is a bigger game than Vanderbilt, Alabama, in my opinion, because is Alabama should take care of business. It's a 10.5 point spread.
Hmm.
Texas, finally got Arch Manning going up against legitimate defense for the first time since Ohio State. Is he going to answer the call, Brock?
I was thinking about this game last night, and then I think about Florida being Florida in years past.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, once again, the same situation year after year. Doesn't know if he's going to have a job. And this is the time that you kind of start to see Florida winning games they shouldn't be winning.
Yeah.
My question is Arch Manning healthy? Because I know everyone was questioning his shoulder and being able to throw the football. I mean, this is the same Florida defense that held LSU down low. And I really don't think Texas has the playmakers around Arch Manning to do something. I think it's going to be a close game. I like the under, and I like where I would take Florida plus 7.
Yeah. I probably would as well. I just think when you look at Texas here in this
Mhm.
game, you have to go in and cover. Like you
Yeah.
got no like Sark. This is the game because now you start your tough part of your schedule
Yes.
where you're going. Let's see.
Red
Um,
River.
yeah, Red River and again Red River without Mateer, you should win that game.
Yep.
Florida go right into the Oklahoma game. You're going to beat Kentucky, beat Mississippi State. Vanderbilt's going to be a brutal matchup for you.
Where's that at?
That's in Texas.
Okay.
At Georgia, Arch should be cooking by them, and then A&M. Like Texas's schedule turned out to be one of the most brutal in the country.
Yeah. I mean those last 3 weeks because is Texas A&M for real? I mean, That's a Vanderbilt, Georgia, Texas A&M. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah. But I just don't think Arch Manning has the playmaker surrounded by him to actually do something to like really blow the top off. I think Texas defense is Texas defense. They're gonna keep it close. And if Texas can just dominate the run game, they're gonna be just fine. But I like I said, I think Florida can cover.
Yeah. I think you need Texas to, if Florida's covering, you're going to be pressing the panic button though. Like unless it's like a backdoor cover. I just think Arch is playing with a little swagger at this point.
And
I
I
think
agree. We talked about
he can
last
throw the
week. He
process.
got his swagger back, man. I mean the way he just truck stick his little brother of the state of Texas. I mean that poor guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to be building that confidence up. So I'm going to take Texas to cover. I think they have to cover. I
Yeah,
think Arch is going to show up. So you're going to be on Florida. I agree with your mindset. I'm just talking it into existence. You know,
I hear
Texas.
you.
What does Texas finish at? 8 wins, 9 wins? I don't. You know,
And then do they get in the playoffs?
they get in with. It depends who they lose to, right? Like, I mean, you should win the Florida game. You should win the Oklahoma game without Mateer.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma is not the 5th ranked team in the country without Mateer.
No.
You should beat Kentucky. You should beat Mississippi State. If you lose to Vanderbilt, that's press the panic button. Same thing with Bama this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, if Georgia's that susceptible in the air, you can go on the road and beat Georgia. Like I don't think Georgia's unstoppable by any means.
No.
I'll take Arch over Gunnar Stockton at that point in the season, I would hope.
Oh yes.
At that point, and then Arkansas, and then you got A&M. Like A&M's good. You're better than A&M though. They're 100% better than A&M.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean that just comes down to culture thing. I mean that's a yeah. No, I mean, and
yeah,
I think Stark gets that done any day.
yeah, definitely. All right, Brock. Before we finish up here, got a couple minutes left. Let's talk Miami, Florida State, real quick. Florida State is a 4.5 point home dog here. Do they knock off Miami?
I've been talking my shit. I have. I after Bama lost to Florida State, after Bama lost to Florida State week 1, all these Notre Dame fans around here have been letting me know, Bama's not back. I said, you better be careful because when Florida State upsets Miami, y'all are going to be the ones crying because you're not making the playoffs.
Yeah,
Because that loss doesn't look really good whatsoever. So, give me Florida State at home. Give me Tommy Casamigos just running around, airing it out. I mean, for him again. I mean, you can't lose you cannot lose to Virginia. Cannot do that.
nope.
Now you have a revenge spot, especially for the state of Florida. For the state of Florida, I can't say that a lot of these guys played each other in high school because I feel like both teams hit the transfer portal so freaking hard that you have dudes from all over. But I mean, we talked about it all year long. The home team in college football right now is doing real good job, unless you're Penn State. So, I mean, I think the home field advantage, I think everything behind Florida State, I mean, they got nothing to lose. I mean, they got Miami has everything to lose. I know that offense is legit, that defense flies around, but give me Florida State.
I think Florida State plus 4.5 is a good move at home, but I don't know if Florida State's legit either. Like that's kind of where I'm at with everything too. You know, it's a tough situation. I think Miami's defense is stacked. Carson Beck looks great. Castellanos fell apart last year for Boston College, at least. Virginia, that's a tough. I mean, Virginia, that game was like served on a silver platter for Virginia to win. Friday night game, just one of those. I'll take Florida State though. I think Florida State responds, lose by a field goal. This is going to be a tight game. Because like Miami hasn't really played anyone either. You know, like the Notre Dame game was one thing, but Notre Dame also gave up 1,000,000 points. You know, they give up
I
a
mean,
1,000,000 points to A&M.
they go to Notre Dame. I don't even think they can spell defense.
No, I mean Miami took care of business against South Florida like they should have. They took care of business against the Gators. Florida State, Louisville. Like this is their last. This Miami. Miami wins this. They're going to go Louisville, Stanford, SMU could knock them off. Syracuse tight game. NC State, Virginia Tech, Pitt. Like they're undefeated.
That's why I have the past few weeks I've been hammering a Carson Beck Heisman just because I think this is his game. If he puts up decent numbers, they're gonna win the rest of the year, and he's gonna at least be on the ballot.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
definitely. He'll be there. He'll be
yeah,
one of the guys that shows up for sure.
right. Like, this is his high. Like to me, this is his Heisman game to really like make that jump because I mean, you look at the sports book, you don't even know who's gonna win the Heisman. I mean, the fact that Ty Simpson is at that four spot to win the Heisman is outrageous.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, Brock, we have to go real quick here. Got a minute left if we want to do a pick, do a parlay here to get it done with the games. At least we talked about we
Yes.
can do that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, any other games you want to add on here?
The only little sneaky pick that I had this week that I really enjoy is Kent State team total points over 2.5.
Ooh, who they got?
Oklahoma.
Oh, I love that. I love those bets. I love those bets. I love the team total bets. That's a good one.
Over two.
I did Bethune Cookman, I think it was against Miami. I played their team total. It was like over 2.5 and then dropped down to 1.5. It was like plus 430 in the second quarter. I hit it again. So then I won both on the field goal. They only scored 3 points, but
That's yeah. I mean, late game, they got Oklahoma's got their third. I mean, they got the walk-ons out there. I mean,
yeah.
it's just give me over 2.5. Kent State team
All right.
total.
Kent State over 2.5. We got that's minus 162 right now. We're gonna do the picks we kind of agree on here. So we'll go.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna take Florida State plus 4.5. We'll take. I'll say Florida plus 4.5 because I know you like that, and I kind of feel that way too. But I'm trying to talk myself into Arch, and
Okay.
then Alabama money line. I don't want to worry about points.
Okay.
Plus 614.
Well, why don't you go Texas money line instead of the Florida?
Okay, yeah, because Texas needs to win.
Yeah.
All right, plus 463. Texas, Bama, Florida State plus 4.5, over 2.5 for Kent State total points.
Let's go.
That is a gem right there. I like it. Well, guys, we got to wrap up here on the show, but we'll be back next week talking some college football. Appreciate Brock joining. Myself, Tanner Kern. We will be back next week, Friday, for another episode. Good luck on your bets. We'll talk soon.
Yes. Appreciate you guys.